For more than 100 years, the Echols family has been farming their land in northern Hall County. From that fertile soil, Drew, along with his dad Jarl and Uncle Judah, have more than doubled the size of the farm to 550 acres.
Back in the late 70s and early 80s, I met Jimmy Echols. I've watched Jaemor Farms kind of come out of the ground.
That's where Drew's the happiest, I believe. Drew's just, when he's on the farm, it's just natural to him.
Drew gets a lot of credit, but Shelly does most of the work, and that's the honest truth behind that family. Their two kids are just great, all actively involved out there in Jaemor in the business.
I've watched Jaemor turn into an agritourism spot. I've watched them grow significantly. Watched him introduce the U-pick strawberries. He told me one time, wasn't too long ago, that he set out to be a peach farmer like his granddad. But ended up, he said, who'd ever believe that strawberries would be as big or bigger than peaches?
Agritourism has become a big topic of conversation throughout all of Georgia. Drew is really a leader in that industry. Everything from the development of the corn maze to, heck, the strawberry picking thing was just as he and I were talking about it, I think they put an ad on Facebook one time, and the next thing you know, they had 20,000 people show up to pick strawberries, and they had to call the sheriff's department because they had too many cars and people were parking up and down 985.
But it's because he had an idea. He's had that entrepreneur spirit, and talked his family into moving along with it, and it turned out to be a great venture and a great idea.
My kids love going to do the apple cannon and shooting that and sliding down the slide, and he has really taken the next step in agritourism, I think, with what we see they do out there.
He is driven. I mean, that's one of the things he wants to do is when he gets with Jaemor, he wants to see it improve, grow, mature. In the last couple of years, he's grown the farm to over 500 acres. And I think just recently in 2019, I think it will be their largest pumpkin crop. I think they've gone from about 45 acres to I think 150 acres of pumpkins. So he's just looking every single turn. He's looking to something to grow Jaemor.
Good entrepreneur does things right, and because they last. I'd say one of the main traits of a good entrepreneur is they're very agile. They can adjust. Quick learners. They're doers, not talkers. Even though Drew's pretty good at talking.
His cell phone rings non-stop. I mean, to get 45 minutes to sit down and eat and not have his cell phone ring, something's going on. His battery must be dead.
Farming has a unique set of risks, as does running the retail aspects of the enterprise.
But you've got, family involved and relationships and people they do business with that are counting on them to provide the crops.
He understands the perils. He learned them when he was a kid, growing up with his family that was in that business. He understands Mother Nature is fickle, and she's going to do what she's going to do. And God gives us that challenge to adjust to His will. And I think He does that on an ongoing basis. And I don't think He worries about it much. I'm sure He's concerned because He has a big responsibility to a lot of people. And that's another trait of a good entrepreneur in my mind, is he understands his people are the ones that do it. What he provides for his people is a platform for them to perform. And he manages how they perform. And when it's freezing, they all get together and put smudge pots out. Or they get out the irrigation system and they sprinkle their crops in their little buds and let the ice form over them, and it creates insulation. So he knows what to do, and he does it. He doesn't hesitate. He just moves along, smiles, that little boyish smile he's got, and just keeps on going.
Drew loves to be around folks. I mean, if there's somebody to talk to and work with, Drew's going to be right there with them.
Outside of his work at Jaemor, Drew is serving our community and the state of Georgia. He is actively involved with Leadership Hall, the Leadership Georgia Board of Trustees, and was appointed to the Georgia Soil and Water Conservation Board by former Governor Nathan Deal. His many accomplishments include being recognized as a leader in the community and being honored as Georgia Farm Bureau's Young Farmer of the Year and as the Gainesville JC's Young Man of the Year.
Because of cell phones and the internet, we're fast losing our social skills. And one of the great sidebars, if you will, of Jaemor and what Drew is doing, it is a social event. You can order some ears of corn, half-runner white pole beans from over the internet. You can do that, but you don't get to pick them out yourself. Somebody else does. But to go out there and fiddle around in the fresh food and pick your own stuff up and talk with the people around you, it's going to be increasingly this little island and this little oasis of social contact. And Drew understands that.
Drew is a worker who likes to get things done but doesn't need to receive the credit for it. And I think Hall County as a community, I think Northeast Georgia as a whole are all beneficiaries of Drew and his hard work and the things that he has done, some of which many people don't know about, but we all benefit from it.